koro kotejin sugulit netagu ana kotejin dispensary ngoki dispensary ngoki in MCA ana ki MB in Boaz in our constituency your village iteje in dispensary when I come and take over from you in the next village, just across the village, across the road, ibate na nyudak chole na nyuni.
Yes.
To mangot I've never even taken time anget in
kebaisha
ngunget aga integrity and all that. Atau sigegere projects chegure in white elements. Yani matesitai. Yani sabtos ama meitos. Aga kebaisha resources cheba in pick in emit. So kami ne ale in kita ne mi ne kami take into the side ne ba in counties.
Yes.
Counties are supposed to generate revenue. Amuyin mi jeb kondok chige gonu jebunu almost I think 15% from the national government. So every county ki gon jeb kondok selling ata. And those counties ki gon jeb kondok ko supposed to buy share for development and also for recurrent. Yani mushara agne. So age mwajin counties ko age leginin otiem as much as possible. Or making sure we let in widen the streams to buy like revenue.
Yes.
So much yani otishi jun kara. What quick tunganjo and you jumba Nairobi.
Yes.
Or going kara jojo back weke. You remember even before the devolution. Kogi meeting in county councils, municipal councils, and they were trying at that time also at their own level. Kogi Jamko generated in Java, Java in Boda.
Yes.
Pick up in Ingwe, pick up shops, pick up ne Maunada.
Yes.
Umat ko ikyo tajega jagure tigi traditional. Let us also think outside the box.
Yes.
In Girogara, for example, like kidney resources, counties, Chewunguna wildlife. Why can't we have the wildlife sanctuaries? Amnes maganda our own game reserves. Amnes maganda in created in parks within the counties. As again, makan sure ka generate in Jeb Kondok, Chegi Muji get Tishi Chow, Jeb Kondok Jab Nairobi. I'm alleging, for example, from the statistics in control of budget.
Yes.
About the year 2023-2024. Kokibor in the amount of money Cheki generate in some counties.
Yes.
And the counties Cheki generate over 31 counties within the country. Chedindo in either national park or Nedindo in a game reserve. Most of them go managani national government. Kogure national parks. Koje managani in counties, Kigure game reserves. I want to give you an example like a national park named Nairobi, Kigure National Park, because it's a government thing.
Yes.
Iwe in Nakuru, Kigure in like Nakuru National Park, Koba in national government. If you go to Masai Mara, for example, Kigure in Masai Mara game reserve, because it is basically managed by the county government of Narok. Keba mi the Samburu, mi neba Isiolo, mi te neba in neba Mwea, mi tenege
Taita Taveta in
Taita Taveta jajangi kuba national government amu gure in Savo national park west and east and then gumite in iwe kuungu na Roma ingolimba national park no I mean in this Oma Bay and many others kamili kitungonali agon statistics look at for example 2023-2024 nebo in county nebo Narok through Masai Mara nege and they got almost 3.6 billion
23-24?
Yeah, 23-24. Yeah, and that's almost 70% of their revenue came from the from the wildlife. That is a feast in Masai Mara you pay at the gate and all those things. And then probably also you conduct in the tourists who come.
Yes.
So can you imagine 3.6 billion? 3.6 billion they can do a lot of roads.
Yes.
They can do a lot basari. In fact if you go to Narok a good number of children benefit from this money for purposes of bursary. They in the school shake. They can also employ people and those kind of things. You see a county like Samburu. Samburu, the same time, I think they got almost 175 million during that time. We have even, for example, a county like Isiolo, 118 million. Even Baringo was also not bad. They also got almost 32 million. But those are those are very low now.
Yes.
But they can still do much more. Because they have got those resources. I've just given you, a county like Masai Mara.
Yes.
That are able to do
Narok,
3.6 billion.
3.6 billion go chang.
That's a lot of money. Because
Yani gerga jabunu ndaga akinyoru county bagilge Marakwet go national government.
So if you see, for example, a county like Nandi, Nandi County, for example, only depends on maybe agriculture.
Yes.
Go in mostly from the multinationals and the traditional way of just going to the shops and roads and all that, nothing else.
Yes.
But they have got other resources that they can actually inject. Today, let us put, for example, maybe let's create a wild sanctuary.
Yes.
And they are lucky because they have Sitatunga. If they can put a place, Sitatunga, I go job in a sanctuary, go job a national, a game reserve. Keba, for example, maybe they imagine like a place like Bonjoke, which was actually marked to be a game reserve, which is almost 21, that is 5,056 something, 5,000 acres.
5,000 Bonjoke?
Yes.
Okay.
Bonjoke game reserve 5,000. It's actually around 5630.
Okay.
In terms of 5,600 and something acres.
So no nandagi na me age
jokumie.
Yes.
Age ngot ingile pche in Western Kisumu agomimasi. Konge jopa in defense komi aginde one gate. That not one gate, in the 3 gates, in the one gate in the Kisumu, in the one gate in the Viga, and Agage Vincent, and then get it token inside. When you restock now, bring the animals, like for example, antelopes, for example, giraffe, for example, we can be part of that circuit. About the Western Kenya.
Yes.
So that, for example, as people of Jabanandi, as people of that region, like for example, now you can imagine you go to Nini in Kisumu, Nagugure in Imbala.
Yes.
If you go to Kisumu on a weekend, you see Lagok, Chebunu Nandi, Chebunu Olinano, Chebunu Limba in Bomet, Chebunu Gerijo, they all end up there. How much do they pay? I will be done. I will be So what I'm trying to say, I've given you an example of Nandi County. They can do that. Kericho can also do the same.
Kiki metajan ne bos tatunga agotos kaita nunguna kia kike mailenge preservan nimbo in Kingwal. Olegi ke taune in 20.
So I know what happened is that we are at Kingwal, Koyagitao in Kingwal, go give me a good number of those nini in Statunga. Neki what we only needed at that time, ko kaginegure in PPP. Public-private partnership between the but any other tool jo go a good number of it.
Yes.
So you cannot deal with it in compulsory acquisition. Last magi ko shin biga bin Kingwal ak serikali. As a guy, for example, we can fence it. Okay, restocken in more of Sitatunga. As a go je kundo kibwane. Just like the way, like a conservancy.
Yes.
And then so we je kundo kenyuru in biga bin yotagi. Communities their own resource.
Yes.
But that was plans during I think I remember that was actually what we did. We even did something in Lengejob Karangi in Kamatarkui, where we also started a very acute sanctuary. We even fenced it. The only thing which was remaining at that time was just a fence. A gate. I remember we are in discussion with the county government. So we see how we can now reform it. It was only a small thing. So vandalism. So I think we can actually do something about it. We have now, I've told you about, in Bonjoke Game Reserve. I'm very happy about Bomet. Bomet, they are trying. Bomet County. They are trying to do it now. Kikotuya in Big Up County, county government, komi a forest in the Chebalungu forest. They have already they have had a discussion.
Yes.
With the KFS again KWS. So I go to fence So we even have gone there. Kibaro ag kiaro lein kita ne gimuji ke toret bichotok asige kokosom nguna kikochi tiongik. So anytime I think as anytime from next week we have already sent staff from KFS, from KWS, KFS, Sipkai study. Sige nagelein tiain chakula jamiundage, suswe, jenye tiongik, mitebegi. Again, makan sure kora again nagelein au unet defense, ago tiongin gurcho, amu
matugul je
maybe sin kuvuti kungetunda, amu kumuji pukon disaster. Lazima kejengin tu je muji kotoret pick up yot as a start. So I'm sure in the next 3-4 years, the revenue stream the Bobomet will go up. So if we can do that even for Wasingishu, I'm happy that we have counties like Nenyone who Elgeo Marakwet. They have Rimoi, and many others which we can actually convert it to conservancies. And we are already having they have in fact Rimoi couldn't say in relevant and that they need now to convert it as a government.
Daktari angana lagi kibiat at kinyong ombudsman ki waishi utaktos kyoto muna piju imwaji leji what are the opportunities mo in these counties.
We at the moment, because actually like during my time I went and did a research. I went to Kapnarok, which has issues. In Kmastap in Baringo. Lakini nini Rimoi it's a very intact. It's a fighting reserve. What the county needs to do is to invest in terms of tourism now. With working with the national government, so that like somebody now goes to Masai Mara. Now, if you go to Savo today, you'll also do the same. If you go to Samburu, you'll be able to do the same. So we also need the same thing to happen in Marakwet. But I'm happy that the governor at the moment has become very proactive. We are sitting down with them, and even I think anytime soon. We are actually going to the county as Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, and then sit down with them, see how we can see. It's very proactive, and I want to thank the governor by Elke Marakwet, Wesley, because I think they already they want to make sure that this happens because we have that resource. The same thing.
Challenges
Kamnarok was imagine Kamnarok and Kigurene and Rumoi, they were both cassetted back in 1980 something when Licha Mwangale was the minister in charge of wildlife. You can imagine. Can you still imagine? Can you still Licha Mwangale? You were in school when he was.
Yes.
So that was and His Excellency the late President as we always say,
President Moise,
he had actually seen that we needed such kind of conservation areas. Now, problem in Kamnarok is because of at some level, and the problem actually is more political than conservation. Because I think with this issue of you remember exploration in oil. So there are people who say that is their land. So, and I think now there are people who played politics. Now we have oil. We need to come back. So Kigo encroaching big. And therefore, the only thing it has to happen is the way when it is encroached, you cannot do any conservation. People will ban the charcoal. People will cut the trees, and this is what they have actually done. And it is in the report. We have a report of that effect. The other thing is that Kamnarok, as you have all known, Kogi the only wetland in crocodiles. The white crocodiles.
Yes.
And there were very many. Kisirein, Temitein, they were actually competing with Lake Chad. Are you getting that? They were competing with Lake Chad. It was only the only place in Kenya and in West Africa. Agile white crocodiles. Kuma mildage. You went to Kamnarok. So you can imagine how Kamnarok would have been a good source of revenue again. But it is never too late. About the county of Baringo can look at it, I go to Giwe, back to where it was. And then finally, yes. You can still go to Chad and get a few of them. And then this was actually the original habitat. Go you got the staff from there. So, and you know it will open up. Both Remoy on the other side, Kotindo in they start moving from there all the way to Nasolot. So, and it is one of those very big, resource areas. So we have what it takes. We are talking about
opportunities,
and I want to tell you this. I need me directive na gigo need excellence the president. All the counties in whether it's national parks,
game reserves.
50-50. The 50-50 means if you are getting 100 million from that, then 50 goes to the county, 50 goes to the national government. Now, if you look at a county like Amboseli and Kajiado, they have Amboseli. The counties like Makueni, Kitui, Taita Taveta, Kwale, they share the famous Savo. So, if for example there is assuming 60 million coming from there, or 60 billion, I mean, from there, in case such a thing happens, then you divide again to those counties. I mean, this is actually what we are actually saying, that we have what it takes as a country. Counties in such things, they should start looking for it and generate out of the traditional way of getting revenue.
Yes.
No, why can't we resources we just invest kidogo and then in the next 5 or so years we recoup the profits like other counties.
Okay. Tambi chakale good morning boss anego Matiangi enge chepsire kapsimato watindret nguna mitei Nairobi kale igatua Dr. Chumo kale was the CEO mama doing good kale gitaret youth chachang engalega tree planting program vision 2030 agala chachang kale now as conservation secretary we believe in him kale is equal to the task kale deserve kale magat kotago kale kimajaga ndo kiuda to kitesatai kogi mete boishet missing ngone bari bet konge missing engyo Matiangi engyo chitabuli mboga psimato kalenguna amitei oleb Nairobi kongo missing gele good morning boss kele tebune ngot kimu jagala wasingisho kan news tosi muakseng timboro forest kewal ageri betyangi gora nimito wasingisho gale tostu muakseng timboro forest ke geri betyangi ke kongo missing engyo tebutet nebo chini mito limbo wasingisho kongo missing kele ane Elvis Rono engolimba teria gale ekato Dr. Chuma kemita pamoja kisuba kongo missing. Good morning boss kele kindly kale tebune kale there are very many monkeys in my area kale problematic kabisa kale une kindly kaman tosi muchi kobwa nyogo ko mot ko takitimdo or else kale ki ko tastabi ga be met ko ngetin ko bokchi mi je bare kitabulim boss ko sek sub location in Tindret kale gilyo in katanga mosonic area kabisa ko tosteni kale ki ko mat ko ne temptation ne ko ki ko mat ko barbik ngo misen kitabulim bo Tindret. Good morning boss kele gemi ke ko so ko mi ka to Dr. Chuma kitinye tiongik engolep kapseret che image kabisa misen ko cherok kale ameminotic ngechi kapseret forest ago isubia inoshek ko togoschi mbarenik agorik chebo kele egabungushek chebo bik kale chang kabisa kale ngap kasire ba laing en olep tanning itek Pondeni St. Joseph's kaloye kisame taretet kabisa Dr. Gilbert Bor mwalimu engolimba Catholic University mitei olimba kapseret oye muji tinjotok.
Okay, kongoi boss, I'm very happy in amja agati in Arabor is my friend I'm gibitwa in Mo University. Amja le in one ko in jongi jo tu le da mangis anango in mosonic tul jamio ko as I said meja one go one is the jongi ko property nebo serikali nebo Kenya. Ago big up Kenya ko serikali. So mat ko ngumite mat ko rojita kole uyo pa serikali jege, you also part of the government. So kimeje kitungwan ko akimwa kele in meje tiongi ko tebe ole mi tiongi. Ko ba tiong ko tebe bi kole tebe. That's why giga kuchop kele forest ko suppose ko in away ole bendi tiongi. Lakini kuya kamwa ko kige intervene with those forests. Ko giga nget tiongi akije ko toy ko in resistant. Kole in ngo nakta ene missing. Kula igere in kigera ngon kulimpa kitale ko ngete tiongi ko susoti bi amu awe wild.
Yes.
I mean you know on there was nyana most for example you ne ko tapan ko ta ko nyigir ako ta akne kole nagle ni iwe ikue so ko gmwa kitunga ngele ni we have KWS around bigabel rate jebo wasingishu ko mi KWS around. I have seen most of the time they can be talked to as they kiginet in technology.
Yes.
Ne mujib ko nget in ko kanam tiongi jot akowekta either to the same forest or to another forest, making a good translocation. Kimuji gave in from that forest to another forest. Lakini wakati bikichungwa scale isi kotun lago gabe riena kotun ko gira ando for in kolegi mite mosone kera ne ka meka sabos keri bichungwa nge makan sure gile ma ko in nyogo sumban pi ne boyen ko in most of those animals kumat ko barchi. Lakini in case they become rowdy.
Yes.
And ngago bagot kumang into the residential areas kumile ni ke to KWS and it is their role to come and take them back to where they are supposed to. That's the mandate of everybody is given a mandate. KWS, I'm happy that for the last 1 year employing in Sergali, and we want to thank His Excellency the President that almost 1,500 rangers were employed because of His Excellency intervention.
Yes.
So Migijana 1,500 manguno and they have been posted to many areas. We had a problem because for the last almost 10 years we don't get it. So I think this is one of the things the in Kenya Kwanza government that they have actually tried as much as possible to ensure that this actually works. So for those ones they can actually intervene.
Yes.
Yes.
Forest.
So just like for example you go in Ngalega in Gero Jebalungu. Jebalungu is a KFS forest.
Yes.
And they have already sat. So they can also sit down and agree.
National and county.
Because KFS, all the forests, for example, Kwanda KFS, most of them go by national government. But national government and county governments, there are two governments. These are governments, they work together.
Yes.
In both governments, go serve and they serve the same people. So when they sit down, they suppose go to mu benefits to go county government.
Yes.
They can actually go to they write to KWS, no KFS. They can kinegure a tripartite MOU between the national government, which is now KFS, Agonyo County, because for the sake of what? Of doing business. And then KWS and then the three entities, that is KFS, county and KWS, can write can sign an MOU. And that has happened. Most of the places works another. You go for example to a place like Kakamega Forest. Kakamega Forest is also a game reserve.
Okay,
and
so
today we have animals there. It's a national forest.
Okay.
So even people anywhere they can actually do that. In the lane, for example, South Nandi Forest, we want to convert it to a wildlife. The only difference is that when you convert it to wildlife, kumagumi activities alage. Magage tuga, bije kwa jambo tuga, amage bendi get lane, amage mine get to cypress, gimine chungwani indigenous. Because you don't need to interfere. Only meet your gig, negative like exotic. I'm last more intact the way it is. Otherwise, you cannot say, okay, meet your the ticket and get the severance run. That you tune I mean, you can't do that. So those are some of the things to suppose.
Okay.
And we have an opportunity. Come to some in governance, especially going in county Chaga to job tool, especially Jamatindo in, alternate revenue. we have an opportunity, and you can even start a conservancy. Look at, for example, if you go to Eldoret, in your ruin, this hotel in the hotel in Eldoret, not in that young in there's an hotel in town, in just before you already went in Kaptagat, connect you. There's you. What's the name of that hotel? Kabete. Just up there is a very big hotel. Yes, you'll be able to tell us. They have a very good. If you go there, but again,
in a poor place.
Actually, the poor place. If you go to poor place today, they have got a small area.
Yes,
and I think it's not even more than an acre. But you can imagine people go there and they see those animals.
Yes.
What of a county who has, for example, land that can even go as far as 5,000 acres? Why can't we convert that?
Yes.
And that now will be in wild. This is in the zoo. Because you don't want to put animals in overnight.
Yes.
Most of the time, you want to leave it in Kigone Mungu in Mbarene Kejene. So let us use it again in the wild. So I think if we can do that, we can actually go far.
I'm going to kabisa hangin sagetes madaktari kalong getes so lagi nyorchinigi rabishek ba county samu yaga wakto sigene to magoit rabishek ko korom daktari amuta nyoro counties chago inguna go magilibani paitien kamu mamite jigelibani so ndaka kasata nakagenyor cha imuch ngoitujune yegae maendeleo.
And I've given you examples of the counties through the statistics in control of budget.
Yes.
That so far they are able to do a lot. Agongeti nagonyorune jikondo che somation lago che kijobe ortenwek jobe sugulishek ak tegire une in water projects. And once those counties ngoga wet kutoi. Look at, for example, Narok. If you go to Narok today, come you hotel cheki, come meet the two guys check your jebu so gabi in Masai. Although those sugar in the all that. Dogi nenyo.
Yes.
They go and fight for example, Jeff Keith, and we do it very well.
So
those kind of things. I gave a few animals to be in they are not wild. They are at least in Geri. Kaya kora kunot and Golimbo was in Gishu. Kaya Golimbo in. I'm happy that even if you go to transfer, could be the Saywa swamp.
Yes.
But even for example, if you have in the wetlands, how was it given? I've talked about, for example, Kingwan.
Yes.
I've talked about Gibirong. Gibirong is also another one, which with very many acreage. That one you only need to put up. I might not know the acreage, but it's a big land. Nekimujige conservana wetlands. I'm happy during my time we had fenced almost a quarter. And that was back almost 10 years ago.
Yes, 2014.
If we can actually do the water set game, and everything, then it would mean, for example, that we would be having another sanctuary. I go internationally. Kinget Kibirong, because it's next to a place called Chepkongoy. Kinget Kele, that Kibirong go get a place nagi by in breeding area. Well, you go in go be to breeding. Never in Galega in Kongonyik. In Western Kenya. Yes. Kibwa ne in Kongonyik tool Kongatege, Western Kenya. Ngatege Olimpaka Mega, all the Obuan Nyoko to those in Yotake. Co breeden, that chokoek. And then there is another period they come back. That's why you got in Kitamko Suye in Kongonyik in Chepkongoy area of Kibirong. So it is an area that we have history.
Yes.
What you only need to do is to conserve it. I gave you back. But I'm happy that the other day we had a discussion with the people who created Crane Foundation. We want to see the best way we can actually bring it back. I'm just kaya kubaya samuin kangala le crested crane kogo konyot ko ngilana go pa in
iba mai ko
ane ko ya pa mo ngon ago tionda nya kapsa ko ngalen kile chonjo
Away.
ako tinda kelik che tendenen lakini makisame chi
Ngitestai ak daktari Dr. John Chumo kitaroti dekeshe ngot ko taman agenge kityo nyo agere ka site lakini ngile jam kap kema environment ko dito matyanga lek cheki ngalo lek kasrani le nga changa lek kabisa je mitei environment ak ribet noton nebo tiongik ab timin me sengso noton ngalo lek Dr. Chumo eng betut tabrani kiborto tukuk cheterter eng olimbo Eldoret eng 2025 ASK Eldoret National Show chang sekta sekiborto mi komasta nebo agriculture mi sekta nebo ICT eng manufacturing mi ngalekab banking mi ngalekab SMEs ngalekab hospitality mi public ak private sectors eng betut notok imangu ke chi age tugul magulo jam kile rawetab somok lani kongete betutab mutai kechute March tarik 5 kosoma kasi kosomagas tarik 5 arawetab somok eng kenyini akoi tun Jumamos tarik 6 arawetab somok eng Eldoret Showground kemi tugul ngete saa 12 nebo karon saa 12 koskoleny tauge kosomagas tarik 5 akoi Jumamos tarik 6 arawetab somok eng Eldoret Showground oitu biik tugul mite kandoik chechang komana motiza kolejin mi kandoik chechang kitoi mite area MP toi kandoik chechang eng betunoto kabisa olinbo Eldoret eng 2025 ASK Eldoret National Show ne tauge eng tarik 5 arawetab somok akoi tarik 8 beko Jumamos tarik 6 arawetab somok eng kenyini oye oitu tugul omutu lagokab school ngobwa biik nyogerchigei tuguk chechang kimiyoto ngalekab SMEs ogerchinigei ngalekab banking komien betunoto betut noto nebo kabisa ger ngalekab climate smart agriculture oye oitu tugul eng 2025 ASK Eldoret National Show eng nyo matikola kibwatu na kobo Mau Egerton University Cross Country Mau Egerton University Cross Country negirwe eng betutab tarehe 1 betutab mutai yes betutab mutai Jumamos betune kabisa eng Mau Egerton University Cross Country oitu big tugul betu no talbated mi 2 kilometers mi 4 kilometers mi 6 kilometers mi 8 kilometers mi nebo corporate kora amu 6 kilometers komite nebo junior women korwe junior men 8 kilometers 10 kilometers korwe Egerton students eng betutab mutai oye kikemwa kele tarehe 1 lakini askagoit betutab mutai tarehe 1 arawetab somok mite robinik kesire 2 million shillings chekikoito Gurunaik sirga eng Joro campus Nakuru Town campus Baringo campus eng labatet noton nebo Mau Egerton University Cross Country daktari kitundede keshiki nekitokol ichege ako mitu kumate ko nyalo konai biik choke tokinige Baringo eng tarik somok une bani ko tai ngo une program ako so sasene kora tuju ko ichimbetu noto
so thank you kongoi boss amu in agale in agamwale one ngale World Wildlife Day is celebrated internationally in Geneva, Switzerland on the same day. Kenya is celebrated in a place in Lake Bogoria. Kiborkoche, conservancy. Neboy in we are national Baringo. Everywhere across the 47 counties. Yeah, all the counties are also doing their own. Ngeba Nandi kwa Nywanet kaya ngeba ke yoga olimbo maybe for example Kwale Lamu everybody kwa Nywanet again nationally kaya in Kiburkojan His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya will be the chief guest.
Okay.
Inyene nyone ko kutoa tap kondit. Nebo yengo ina watali tebega ile nene testai.
Yes.
We are already organizing testai in tetutik che testai nguno. Betunatage komi exhibitions. Ananin sort of a show.
Yes.
Nagibaru koguguri in chitukul nyoko barta tuko kwa. Like for example, KWS will have an exhibition tent. So questions to you like how does KWS work? Go bar with the way they will return Tiongik in Kenya. We have also conservancies within the country. And by the way, other than national parks and game reserves, we meet with conservancies. Conservancies ko naganget in Boas, Ngolimba in Mosoriot, Ijeng Bareng, Agi plan, Agi Gun Tiongik. That's your own. So that's private business. Then that's your own conservancy. anan otuye kou biik taman ako converten mbareng'wang koek conservancy. That is what's happening in Narok, Samburu, Isiolo and many other places. So ko kalechin mite national parks, game reserves chebo counties ako mite chebo in conservancies. So you have an opportunity. Chine kose sai kole you can even do business at your own so long as you follow procedures. Nebo aeng ko in that we have what you call WTI. In our wildlife researching institute. This one they also show us kobar which legator census. Ingele mi census nebo in tiongik boas. Kiti? Kiti tiongik. Got kenegeles. I can give you statistics today. Alleging, for example, how many elephants you get in day, how many lions you get in day, in Tarik in Kenya. I got different types. How many species? Going for example, South Nandi Forest. Amuja legend South Nandi Forest in your Rutangi Kipkegata. We can do that. And there's a way of doing it. Magidi Chungan Guja by census after 10 years. Ajagi up to after 3 years. And then normally come a procedure of doing it. There's another methodology or in Gutariti and all that. Yes. And we get to I mean, obviously it's approximate. Yes. I got pick or I go approximate because we don't get the exact number. You can get 50 million, go 50, go 55, go 51, and all that, those kind of things. So the people will be shown. They acknowledge what is done. Me now, we are also in human wildlife conflict compensation. Nangonget chito konget in ngasustiondo anan kongeme tuguk kwak in big ko muchi kenget in mi procedure likisuptoi ko kocham ko manual, yani you just do it. You can almost 1 year 6 years sigeliban lakini now serikali have been exercising the president ko nyakine kule digital. Now within 3 months ko kageliban untugugu. So we have a digital compensation scheme. Everything go digital. And I think they sabotage in areas about share and all that, for example. And share, you know, is everything is also digital. Digital. So I think we are actually doing a good job. And as a country, attach big up in Kenya, Kongeteke Oloboch. Like Bogoria. This is a very good county. It's a county with a lot of conservancies. Tendoi in hotels. Tendoi very good touristic sites. Let's come and support them by visiting them. Big up to big up Olimbo and Doris, Olimbo and James, big up to These are very good people. Big up Kago, big Jordan. Aga meje in big up ka ko ba sinde ko tay piga lak ci bunul taage ago bor culture ne ñone bo big up in the big up ko linji so gindo 10 about tindo 10 about counties are counties now every county na kamanya go wargi they laugh even the county government by in Baringo they are already doing something and all the roads will be leading to Lake Bogoria. As there'll be, as I've said, the president, there'll be also ministers, there'll also be other embassies and ambassadors to go get invited, and many other people who are also going to come there. So, I mean, we would say from Sambili up to almost Sakumi. Okay. And it will be a lot of entertainment. You know, that is, you know, the culture of the people Jabatugan. These are people with very rich culture. Yes. We have we have many functions that are starting. Meaning a leg in competition to a school. We shall have a bit of some tree planting, a bit of cleanliness. There are many programs that are going to start from Sunday, so that by Monday it will be the D-Day. Yes. But above all, that's only 1 day. But after that, kumat ko big thing nege. About the amage ke lana nege. Nge so manki. Enki chega nege le kitindai resources ko give up Kenya. Indai resources ko give up Rift Valley. Big up North Rift, South Rift, ongebe ako obeka ako ngale jataki ako tebinkin ko members of county assembly executive chebo counties obara you are thinking in terms of revenue streaming so that matete ngalale kityo traditional way of getting resources and I want to thank you agaleja ke amutakwe angatale your people are on the ground they'll be able to capture this moment. Yes. I mean, this is something that has been going on. But, you know, my hamu in Magero and Yiloga.
Yes.
Mato serious. Amu in Mujigi speaking at
Magas, what the Magas, Amane Simio, go in Katende Counties 47.
Yes.
I will tell you to Paraindo. I might Limban Harotan Dagajak, Jane, Mamugogi special and Goginio. Nyalugwe nakawaka ulibaringo bate
ulenge letalen bigalanga bayin joyjen jenta ngalajata
yes ulin bayin taita tabeta kitenda ino kabisa
yes
so kongwe amu gora engore taganan gwage ogero lokosat kosatika asi ya ngut komi expectase kai kubiga pelio marakwet ko muga mataite ulimbo masaya na baita lakini kagwe nyoko batatu kwak piga bin kakemwa kore ile piga baringo kutendoi rich culture
ni rich culture agesome kora gele in betutage kora ke majesitun ke wasingishu mutage in baringo nene ke
Bomet Narok Kericho
nini gurene in ke nini ke Marakwet ke for example Nandi. We also do it in Kericho. So ameje gegu in proactive.
Yes.
We.
Kongwe daktari hima kun kita katugule mi kaka ikrana kitu na World Wildlife Day amu makolona takpedu tap chuma tatu lagini changu kita nyone stanya ngala kaya sila changu kabisa janya loitin tete bebig up kalinjin kutinga paishoning mesen ko ribet not ne ba wildlife age magun kita katugule mi kami take about Dr. John Chumo inendet ko conservation secretary in ministry not about tourism department about wildlife. Yes, conservation secretary and department of wildlife and minister not about tourism kogmita tukul geng lole rani ko tingay ak World Wildlife Day nagya engolin babaringo counting betu not about Jumatatu amagun kita katul ni mie kutuma kitungia majabu watu na jina ye meguchechi inailalipa mdogo kubon safari komgoni watu golina na ye keri legenyo chige si mena karanga besange mwa ko ngale ka wildlife ka ko mwa le mita statistics yo sina tukitul ko itindai si mena tana karanga besa engyo si mena tang nenyo chige ngore tablipa mdogo mako lazima ibas robeni kilo ya December simet anyo chege simetrani singi baishe simeti bandego mucho ngete 57 shillings mine ba 32 shillings kila betut simetam neon nakararanga kabisa misi minotene ba neon ultra 2 kunenyo chinige engore notene ba lipa mdogo itu kata tu ba safari kuma mut korejel star 544 hash star 544 hash ina misingo tingei ak lipa mdogo kobon safari kum lipa mdogo kobon safari kum loga bemet en koindo asegewege nyege star ngule student about Cast FM International kaine ko boss kemboy kagmitay ak Dr. John Chumo kimna tet night